joining us. It's to discuss on Divine TV. My name is Stephen Adewale. You know how we do it on the discuss. We talk about topical issues affecting you and I. We try to educate ourselves, inform ourselves, and entertain ourselves in the process. And I'm not alone. I can't do it alone without the only Naomi in Nigeria. She's been ill, but she had to just,
Hey, woman, strong woman. A very good morning to you, our esteemed viewers. My name is Naomi Philip Samuel. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, you wanted us to talk about this topic. It's a very powerful topic, and it gladdens my heart that I see a female, talk about these things, because your gender, basically are the ones always dealing with this, this topic, basically, because you are the ones benefiting from it and you hardly complain about it. But we just let the cat out of the bag. The topic we're talking about today is about young people and illegal wealth. Young people and illegal riches, fast money, faster wealth, faster flexing, fast show off and everything.
Trying to compete.
Yeah, you see, an 18-year-old kid now drives a Benz, and when you talk, you say, okay, you used to do like Jesus, Abi, sit down there. And before we get into the topic fully, there was a time, I think about 7 years ago, I went to an area in Lagos. No, it's not Lagos, part of Lagos, part of Ogun State. And I saw this boy, I think then he was 17 years old. So they were talking about the latest cars, and I asked most people, because why are you people always talking about latest cars and whatever, that you are supposed to be thinking about your education. And he said, bros, I beg, I don't want to disrespect you. Talk your own, make I talk my own. This is my own life. Say if nobody say my papa fail, even though we say the man don't know what he need to do. Shame me, I suppose they think about it was, and I was like, what's up? And my friend had to call me and like, please just leave them. Now show them they leave them.
Sometimes when you look at these children, the way they act, the kind of lifestyle they live, you ask yourself, what's really the issue? Is it from their parents? But even if we talk about it from their parents, look at some children. You see some children, even after everything, they don't even get everything they want in life. But then you see them going the legal way to get things done. But some children that you see them on the street, that their parents have given them everything in this life, but still you see them indulging in illegal wealth. You ask yourself, to what extent?
So talking about this topic, young people and illegal wealth and riches and all of it, you see, anytime I hear a topic like this, the first thing that comes to mind is the parent. You just talked about it. You see, the Bible says, teach your children in the way of the Lord, and when they grow old, they will never depart from it. I know that there are so many factors that will influence the mentality, the mindset of young people, wanting fast riches, fast wealth, doing all sort of things. And the sad part is, when you now see them, when they are being caught or going to prison, they don't even feel bad about it. No remorse,
but
nothing.
You know that sometimes the parents also, they have a role to play in their children's life. You look at your children, sometimes you see them come home with expensive food, wearing expensive clothes. You don't even ask them, where did you get it? You see a secondary school children, like, okay, day before yesterday, was it last week, I saw a young lady. I don't think she's up to 20 years. She was holding a very big phone. Like one, I know very well that phone is worth more than 300,000. I was asking and I know her parents very well. I was asking myself, how did she get this money to buy this? Your parents are struggling to eat, like to get a 2 square meal in a day, and you're holding a phone of 300,000. How did you get that money? The parents don't even ask them. You see your children bring stuff at home. You don't even ask them, how did they get them? You
see, there are so many factors to this, and number one, I'm going to touch the religious sector. I call it a sector because I'm not even sure of the sector itself. So we're going to talk about, you have started talking about parenting, and I want to also talk about our government. Because you see, every child wants to become crazy. They want to do crazy things. But when you have a structure in place, you will force them, you will mandate them to do the right things.
Do you think forcing them is the right way?
No, I mean, it's not forcing them, beating them. When you have a structure in place, Nigerians go abroad. Yes. But here, they disobey traffic laws, they do but when they get there,
they have to obey.
Because they know there is a structure in place.
Even advising us here in Nigeria, they will tell you that this thing that you're doing in Nigeria, when you go to other countries, you will not see them happening.
I was with someone came back from the UK, and we were together in a car, and he rested his back while driving, and he said, I can't try this in UK. So before you say Jacob, say ticket don't do whatever don't do. But because they have a structure in place, they have a structure that do this, there's a penalty, and the people in charge, they don't compromise. You won't say you want to bribe them. They see these things as it's a crime for you to bribe. But here, once they don't do officer, do and like this, everything. Do you understand? So we will talk about the parents, talk about our government, then we talk about religious leaders too. Because what we see sometimes will force you to want to get out of this poverty zone. I don't call it poverty zone, the zone of lack. Because people will make you look stupid. They'll make you look like a failure. It takes the grace of God and the kind of mindset that you have. And that's why, that's why I talk about the parenting. You talk about upbringing now. Yes. I most times when I talk about how I was brought up. That whatever happens, the moment my father sits me down to talk, forget it. He will tell you, we shall look for something to convince you to know you that you are still doing great.
Sometimes when you look at these youths, the way they behave, you ask yourself, what's actually wrong? Sometimes it's due to peer pressure.
Yeah.
When they look at their friends.
First question I ask is, do these boys still have parents? People say, he stays with the parents.
Yes. That's why they don't even ask them. That's the problem.
You see, the first thing to talk about is parenting. I'll say it anytime. It's parenting, because at a point in time, I was tired. So a friend of mine came to me, that's about, I think about 14 years ago. So he invited me, he wanted me to do fraud, cyber crimes and everything. And then I went. So I avoided one thing. I never wanted to have any contact with my father. Definitely. Because I know once he talks to me, I want to change my mind. So I went there. I was doing the business, but because of the kind of training I got, my conscience did not allow me rest.
But some kids don't even have that conscience nowadays. You see them out there, they do things they want without even having conscience. Okay, what if I'm being caught? What will my parents, how will my parents feel when they get to hear that so person has been caught? They don't even have that feeling. What extent this our generation?
If we really want to break it down, I want us to give this analysis a structure. You see, I always say something that the former president of South Africa said, Nelson Mandela. He said, any country where the education system collapses, forget about the country.
It's true.
In Nigeria now, look at last year. Was it last year? Yes, I think last year or 2 years ago, when they wrote a JAM exam, about 1.7 million failed. We have 300,000 passed out of 2 million. Now, what's up with the education system? No one cares about education. And if you don't want to lie about it, when you have a certain show where people walk naked, they even have sex on TV, you hear big brands sponsor them. A winner is going on with 100 million naira. But a first class graduate get 20,000 naira. The one that won a debate, I saw they gave 85,000 naira. So you want me to read, study hard
4 hours
for 5,000
till
naira,
daybreak.
and I know that just when you whoop
just-
your eye, you get 100 million naira. I want to do that.
It's not really funny, but then you ask yourself, these children, sometimes they put in effort to be where they are today. Some of them, you see them, they will read like something we call it back then till daybreak.
Okay. So how do you
throughout the night?
Are they encouraged?
They are not. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't even get encouraged, because you look at someone who reads, get first class, and he doesn't even have a job.
Yeah.
Someone with third class, someone that didn't even go to like secondary school.
But we shall be shaking ash. You don't win 90 million.
And you're there with your degree, you're with your first class, and you're there at home to eat. Your family will be like, look at this one, first class graduate.
A friend of mine graduated, and when she graduated, she came back home. She was with the mother, and one day she called me crying. What happened? And said, Mama tell me, say, I know if you get lady like you for house, make her the hungry. I say, see, I'm studying, I'm doing a write-up. Say, live right up, bring money home.
That's what I'm telling you. Some parents are the reason why some children go out there and do illegal vices, because the way they talk to them, they will start competing. Look at your mate. Look at mommy, this one daughter. Look at she has made it in life. Look at mommy, this one. You will be like, what will I do to make my parent proud? My parents are struggling. Their friends are laughing at them. What will I do? The next thing that comes to your mind, your friend will come. There's a show. Let's go there. You go there. You meet one man. They'll ask you, okay, come tomorrow, come today. Today they'll give you 20,000. Tomorrow you go, they give you 50,000. Before you realize you're into it. So
it's about poor parenting. Yeah. That's the first for me, because charity begins at home. Whatever foundation you want to give a child, it starts in the home, in the family. So how well do you know your children? What are you instilling in them? What are you infusing in them? What are you teaching them? Because you see, I've said it before that it got late before I started asking for money when I want to even work for someone, because he took it off our mind. My father would not anything money. We wanted to have a validity service after secondary school, and my friends had bought footwear, big shoes and everything. Yes. And my father insisted that see, what I have is a native Ankara. I don't like, I hardly wear it. So we had it on. So I said, will not go. He forced me. I went there. So while we're doing the party and everything, so they were now calling out some people. I was called out to appreciate your whatever for school. So when I got to my dad, he said, she really say, oh no, one way about that they called you out as one of the fantastic students. The ones where we wear shoe of 30,000, where you do run up at that. How many of them did they say, see? So he would always say things that forget the material things. What do you have to offer? What can you do? How can you be? Do you understand what I'm saying? So how do you train a child? Before a child can, some parents, you can't come home with a 2 million naira car. They will say,
Not even my dad. You cannot even do that, because I remember back then when we were in secondary school with my elder sister. Anytime we were going to school, our mom prepare our breakfast and everything, package everything, and give us money. When we go to school, anytime we spend money at school, we have a teacher, our guardian back then in school. So anytime he sees us spending, when it's time for break, he'll call our dad and ask him, did you give them money today?
Okay.
Tell him yes. And if we spend anything less or more than what he has given us, when we get back home, he's going to ask us, where did you get the money from? Who gave us the money? If he sees us with anything new, he will ask us. Our mother will even ask us, she will ask, where did you get it? If you see any clothes that we don't, she's not the one that bought it, but she will ask us, where did you get it?
Wow.
And we're definitely going to answer her. We can't even hide anything from her, because why? They try their best to give us everything. If you ask them, they'll tell you, I don't have. I don't have means I don't have. They cannot stretch themselves to get it for us. And at first, we'll be like, they are being strict. But no, we realize that they were helping us. But then,
it's a good thing that you are lucky enough to have good parents. Let's go on this short break, and when we come back, we talk more, because I think I'm loving it.
Oh, welcome back. If you're just joining us, we are live on Divine TV this morning, and we're talking about young people and illegal wealth. Why do young people have to indulge themselves in getting wealth that are not legal? Why do you have to go to that extent when you can go through a legal process, when you can get yourself through school, get yourself a job after that? Even if you don't get a government work, you can get yourself maybe get a work.
I understand.
Get yourself something that you can earn a living with, but then you intend to go through illegal wealth. For what reasons?
No, see, basically, if you really want to talk about it, it is not as if anyone will wake up in the morning and want to do crazy things. But because of the situation of things, I'm not encouraging it, but we need to balance it. First of all, we have talked about parenting. Some parents did not give the true value, moral value and everything to the kids. The number two is economic hardship. The government are not doing well enough for the citizens. So people want to survive. Now, we talked about education system. When you read, you study and you have good grades, nobody's coming for you. The general overseer of Mountain of Fire and Miracle Ministries, I don't know if he still does it, but I know he used to do it. All the first class graduates, he gives them a brand new car and some money. He does that every year. Now, we have talked about all these shows that are not even normal, where big brands sponsor them. We have one or two brands sponsoring this mathematics competition and everything. You know, when you have things like that, children will know that there is a future for them. And before now, my dad used to tell me that then once you study and you have good grades, automatic employment.
And you know something, sometimes it's very discouraging because when you look at students, you see a first class graduate, not even first class, maybe someone with second class graduate, they go for an interview. Someone that doesn't even have what it takes for him to get that job, because he has the connection, he'll end up getting the job. And you, with your first class, with your degree, you don't get that job.
Some will even tell you that we cannot pay you for what you have.
And that person will come back home, he will feel so devastated. So with all the degree I have, I couldn't even get the job. 1 month, 2 months, he's at home. He wakes up in the morning.
1 month, 2 months, you say 2 years.
2 years. He wakes up in the morning, they give him food today. In the afternoon, they give you. Tomorrow, your parent will start murmuring. You don't even want to go out to go and look for a job, not knowing that you've gone through all the necessary procedures, but still, you could not even get the job. What comes to your mind? You meet a friend, you go out for a hangout, you meet a friend. There's something that we're into, before you realize, you get yourself into That's why you see most young people now get into rituals.
Yeah.
Because they want to get.
There's a story trending now. The Islamic cleric that cut off their hands and everything, and some even sell kidney. Can you sell your kidney for 30 million?
I cannot.
30 million naira.
I cannot.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure about it.
30
it's
million.
Not just about the money.
It's cash. It's cash.
I know it's cash. I know it's cash, but then it's really tempting. But when you look at it,
you know, one thing is, I've always lived by one principle, and it's in the Bible. Once you have clothes on your body, you are able to feed.
A roof on your head.
Yeah, a roof on your head. You're good.
You're good.
So whatever comes, but after having these things, make sure you don't relent. Keep pushing, keep moving. And when the blessings come, when the wealth comes, no problems. The second principle that has always helped me is that a fool gathereth wealth without knowing who will own them. You see, there was a time I was with some friends who were doing very well, and they would tell me, you get strong face, get strong mind. They were telling me, the first thing that comes to my mind, my dad, whenever we were having a chat or something, he used to tell me those things. My dad was telling me that you could have a 50 million worth of car in the morning, and you might not have it again in the evening.
Not even in the evening, sir. In the next 1 minute, that's all. You might not even get to see it again. So.
The clothes you have on your body is yours. The one you have in your cupboard It's not yours.
I remember when I was in the university, whenever my dad wants to visit me in school, so he normally buy provision for me. Normally, if you want to visit your daughter in school.
Yeah.
So my friends will be complaining, anytime your dad is coming to visit in your school, he bring food stuff. Aside that, he gives you cash. Because I said yes, because he knows me very well. This is what I need, and he doesn't want me to engage in things that are not right. That's what
like making provisions for you.
That I get all of these things. He will tell me that whatever you eat, that's what goes into your body. You see the rest of the things, one day you'll be no more, and that's all. Another person will inherit it.
Yeah.
So you have to eat. You say
so
you have to eat very well.
Yeah. So that's why. In looking for wealth in an illegal way or doing crazy things, I do it. I can't do it because I will just look like after getting the whole thing now. Something happens to you. Now one person we don't even know where you run up and down. And you go pack and you go see reach hell, go to suffer.
And funny enough, when it has to do with all this here, my gender are the ones at the receiving end.
No, I said in the beginning, they don't care.
You wake up every morning, you get to see stories of ladies being victims of this young guy.
Say women get mind. When I get mind though.
You ask yourself, okay, you get to see story, not one,
not two. Yeah.
You wake up in the morning, we start hashtag justice for this person, hashtag justice for this person. You will not learn. You ask yourself, okay, you go out today. You don't even know this person.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, you know him. Yes, he's your boyfriend. Let's say he's your boyfriend. Okay, you know him very well, but to some extent, there's some things that when you start noticing the sign, you don't need anybody to tell you to run away.
I know they think about that one. Now the money.
You don't need.
I was one with someone, and so I was talking about complimenting a girl walking down. Like this girl is beautiful, and he said, "Why did they talk about women like that?" I said, "Forget." I said, "Okay, you want me to make I do drama for you?" I say, "Sure." I just went home. He brought out his other vehicle. Yeah. And when he brought the vehicle out, it was a very expensive vehicle. So we just stood by it, and a lady was walking by. I said, "Hello." So the lady didn't answer. I said, "Hello, pretty, hello." The lady looked back and he said, "I want to be with you for today." And they just looked at him and
that kind look.
I think I said, "I'll give 500,000 just to be with you for today." And the lady the worker, the first just slow down. And the guy say, "I'm not joking.
Imagine.
But give me account details. Do 500K. I just want to be with you for today." I don't believe.
You were shocked.
And the lady just turn, just worker come.
When you ask her now, she'll tell you that her family are going through a lot. Her siblings are doing
they don't even talk.
Yes, she'll start giving you an excuse.
They don't even talk story. After the whole thing, the lady now, so he now called me and said, "Now you always they make this girl they feel important. Then just give them money." So after that, he now asked the lady to get a drink. Yeah. So we sat down. It's I will not forget I got an appointment or whatever. But don't worry, just.
And most of these ladies are being carried away by words.
Material things.
Yes, but
your gender. Yes. Your gender are naturally like that.
I know it's my gender, but not all. Please don't try to
like 98%.
Generalize.
No. But seriously,
not all.
98%.
There are nice women.
98% of your gender will fall for it.
Really?
98%. You know it.
And the guys also.
What's up with the guys?
Yes, I know. Also, we want to make it a life. I know you don't want any lady to look down on you because you don't have the money, you don't have the house. But there are ways in which you can make that wealth without you using any lady for ritual or going into money laundering.
Yeah, tell us one or two ways.
Yeah, you can get yourself a job. If you don't get yourself
there are no jobs here.
There are no jobs. Again, you can get yourself into. You have your hands. You are not crippled. You can't go to any block industry and start carrying blocks.
So they will ask you that how many blocks will they carry before they can buy a Venza?
Oh, okay. Ask the person that started that factory. How much did he start with? He started from you don't expect to get 1 million in a day of a job that you don't even know about. You start from somewhere.
No. You are inspiring me. So I just want to say something that you see, the first principle when it comes to making money, my dad would tell us that it is great before greatness. You need to have the mindset that you have to strive. It doesn't just come. And there's a way between wealth and you being able to deal with life.
Yes.
You see, it's a gradual process. It takes years to build.
And if you're not patient enough,
we need to have the understanding that it is not overnight. It doesn't just happen. Some people, you compare your father with the likes of Dangote. You need to understand that some parents, grandparents have
invested a lot.
They've invested. They have good foundation, but you do not have. You are the one that is going to strive to make it happen, and it's not going to be easy. Whenever I'm talking, when they invite me to a seminar, I'm giving my speech. I always tell them something that if you want to do something that has never happened in your family, like you want to break through in your family, then you are going to feel an unprecedented amount of pain because you're going to go through a lot to make it happen.
It doesn't even come that easy in life.
Yeah,
I know. There's someone that wrote something last week. He said, if you know the millions your friends have in their accounts, you will double your
Okay, I think I saw the post.
And another person said, if you know what it takes for them to get that money, you will relax. You will not even overstress.
And if you knew what some of them are going through,
they will not even tell you, because some of them, when you look at them, the way they act, the kind of things they have to do to get that money, you just say, it's better I should just follow the due process I am used to, not for me to get myself into any illegal way that will land me in prison. Some of them are not even scared of prison anymore, because if they go to prison, they have people that bail them out.
Let's prefer solution to the problems. Number one, I've talked about you having the right mindset. It is great. You have to go through so much to achieve, and it's a gradual process. It doesn't just happen overnight. Right. That's number one. Number two is for the government to do the needful. Give job opportunity, employment opportunities. Let there be work for people. It will reduce this thing. And number three is the word of God. That's what I always live by.
Very important.
You need to understand that when you get these things, illegal means and what have you, what becomes of you? What if you died? Where are you going to?
There are things that we do in this life that understand the word of God. Move by some things in this life, because there are things that sometimes when you look at the way people behave, you understand the word. Not just reading the Bible, you understand it. You just relax your mind. What if I do this and this is the outcome? And this is what the Bible tries to tell me, that whatever I ask shall be given unto me.
And I know one thing about the young people.
Yeah.
I've noticed something about the young people. I've been able to talk to about 2-3 of them before now, and I asked them, okay, you getting this money, running cyber crimes, selling hard drugs and everything, that accountability? There should be checks. It should be asked, what do you do for a living? In Nigeria, there are no checks. Yeah. You can just buy checks. Yeah. You can just buy anything.
The problem now is
they even from you.
Yeah. The problem now is who is going to even check you?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Officials, you get to see news every day of how some of them are involved in this money laundering. You ask, who is going to advise who? That's the problem now. If our parents will not advise us, then what's government going to do at this moment? Because our parents have a very vital role to play. A child, you look at your child going about with friends that you know very well, these children are not going to even help him, like going to put him in trouble. As a parent, you sit him down and talk to him, but no, because you feel your children brings money for you, they buy expensive things, no need for you to ask them, and at the end you keep defending them. When people try to complain to you, I've seen your child with so person and I'm not comfortable with, talk to your child. You'll be like, leave my child alone. Do you know
the funny thing is, I've seen parents twist proverbs and idioms to suit
their own children.
Yeah, what they're doing. So I heard someone say that if you want to become somebody in life, you have to eat somebody. So they were saying it and people were clapping, and I said no. He said, no, it's in the Yoruba. I said, that's not true. That's not what Yoruba proverb says. It says, a fish eats fish in the water to survive. He never talked about humans. And the other one said that that if the animals are not unhappy, if they are not made sad, it is when you kill a chicken that humans will eat and laugh. But killing a chicken, the chicken goes sad. So they now twisted it that if you don't eat somebody, you cannot be somebody. So I'm talking about the religious leaders too. The sermons, what they say. Sometimes some of them will say, if you are not rich in life, if you are not succeeding in life, that means you have failed as a Christian. You don't say that to people.
It's discouraging you.
Because when you say these things, you might say you meant something, but the way people get to think about it is it's in another form. So we have trying to provide solutions now. Parents should do better.
And we wish that social media should be regulated.
Yes.
Because most of these youth,
this show off.
They get to see these things online and they are being triggered.
Yeah.
They get to see you get to see friends, you get to see strangers, not even friends. Maybe some of them have borrowed money, borrowed these clothes,
some of them
borrowed cars to come and just take
sure.
pictures.
Yeah.
I know of somebody that is very well, like they'll go out, borrow clothes, go to expensive, they'll pay for expensive hotel, go there, take pictures, like they'll just kind of like, let's say over 5 different outfits. Go there,
and you will now see that you are bothered.
Every week you'll be posting and you'll be like nice pictures. You'll be like,
this girl for school, this girl no get level for school. Look at her now.
You'll be like, and you don't get. So
parents should do something. It's very important. I just beseech all parents to do it. Remind your children that a good name is better than silver and gold. You know, a good name is important. Now we don't care about names. Yeah. I heard the boy say that which name? Now Dangote Abina Adenuga. Which name? Which rubbish name? Say whether I don't want to mention the name that where the name touch. See, I don't see things that way. If I've said it on one of our programs here that your name could either become a key or a padlock.
You know, this particular thing you said is really right, because it has really worked for me. I remember there was a time I went somewhere, so I was supposed to meet someone. When I went there, I introduced myself. He asked me. I now told him my name completely. He was like, "Is your father social person?" I said yes. And that was just it. Not as if it was something that was supposed to like take time, but because when we just finished talking, he just said I should come in. We got talking. It was not up to like an hour. I was done with everything. I came back home. So he now called my dad. He was not talking to him. Then he was still in service. This was what has helped the man. Yeah. And that thing has really helped us a lot, because sometimes when you look at yourself, you'll be like, it's not just about you, it's about your children. When you look at yourself, you might not be here again. But when how about your children? Yeah,
that's why I say a name can either become a padlock or a key. So now the young people now, most of the young people now don't care about prison. They don't care about going
They're not scared anymore.
You don't care because you feel it's just about now. What happens thereafter? Let's go to the religious part now. Where are you going when you leave this earth? So it's important that we do the right thing so we can have a good life. Don't think about yourself. Don't be selfish. Think about your country. Think about your people. Think about your children. Some will say, I don't even want to have children. So beyond that.
And another thing is, I want to encourage youths. You don't have to indulge yourself in illegal and you can reach in life without you getting yourself into illegal vices. Go to school, get your degree. Yes, you don't get the job after 1 or 2 years. It's fine.
Learn something. You said it earlier. Learn something.
You can't just sit back at home and expect a miracle.
And the issue we have now is once you have one source of income, you go feel them. I wanted to go and learn sewing. Yeah. There's this particular guy, very fantastic. He's so suit and everything. I wanted to learn from him. We had an agreement, and he said I was going to pay 400,000 naira for 6 months. He said in a big people in the so far, and say with the way I look everything, we are going to overlend it. Come out for like that. Say I say, something. I be too big makeup. Or guy with the TV makeup, go they tell me say, madam, she normal now. No. See, forget about it. Oh.
And you know, with the way things are going now, life is really hard. A lot of people are struggling to survive. A lot of families are struggling to survive every day. You can't just sit back and to happen for your family and you keep blaming the government that government did not provide a job for you.
Although the government have a lot to do too.
Yes,
they have to put things in place.
Yes, on your own. And what are you doing to help yourself? Work at home. Get yourself by at least. It might not give you what you need. Okay, you feel okay. You have a degree. Yes, they might not pay you that actual amount you're expecting.
But do
Start
something.
From somewhere.
Do something.
Save up